Welcome to Empower Your Paddling 2.0, Empower Your Paddling with James Hendrick. Adversity educator, success, confidence, and thrive coach, member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He'll teach you that there are patterns of success that are ready for anyone to achieve. So if you come, we will join together. Let's fly. Now, normally I'll be giving my customary yeehaw, but my best friend's been staying with me the past couple of days, so I'm trying to keep it quiet out of respect. The title of this episode is About the Coach. You're going to first hear from a good mentor of mine, Presley Swaggerty, and if we have more allotted time, I will also talk to you about myself. Presley Swaggerty.
I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and us get to know each other a little bit. I wanted to tell you a little bit about me so you can kind of know who I am, where I'm from, and a little bit of what I've done. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I was born and raised in Dallas. Lived with my mom and my dad till I was 9 years old. My dad was not a real good guy, and he left us when I was 9. At that point in time, moved in with my aunt. It was my mom's sister. Mom and I did. Moved into a place called Pleasant Grove. Now, you got to understand, Pleasant Grove wasn't all that pleasant. It was really kind of the ghettos. From the house I lived in, 7 houses. Within 7 houses, there were 2 murders and a rape. The house directly across the street from us, they did a drug bust and they confiscated 500 pounds of marijuana. There was more drugs and violence as a kid than I care to remember. So, I don't apologize for my upbringing. I thank the Lord for it, actually, because it makes me appreciate everything that I have now. As a kid, I loved sports. I played football, baseball, basketball. My coaches became my role models since I didn't have a dad in my life, and I was blessed to have some good men as coaches. So I had those good role models growing up. Had a great mom. She just didn't know how to make money. She worked in a sewing factory, but she was a very loving, godly woman, and I'm the man I am today because of my mom. She passed through, I guess, going on 4 years ago now, and it was the saddest day of my life when that happened, but I was blessed to have her as long as I did. Now, from growing up and playing sports, decided I was going to go to college, mainly because I had a cousin named Manny that went to college, and he kind of let me know that we could do that. And when I say we, I'm talking about somebody from our family, from our side of the tracks. I got loans, I got grants, I did all kinds of stuff, worked, but went to the University of Texas at Arlington. Graduated from there with a degree in history and a minor in math, and specialized in education. I decided, since my coaches in my life had such an influence on me, I decided to be a coach myself. So I graduated, and it didn't take me long. I found a job. Now, my sport of choice was basketball. I loved basketball, but I actually had played football. In my first job, I'm a football coach at Lakeview Centennial High School in Garland, Texas. I did that for 1 year, and kind of a neat side note is that first year of coaching, we won the freshman district championship, and my guys carried me off the field on their shoulders, still one of the highlights of my life, and I didn't even look at myself as a football coach. But the next year, the JV basketball job opened up. I took that. I was the JV coach for a few years, and then when the head coach retired, I ended up being the head basketball coach at Lakeview High School. I was blessed to have some success there. We had some great kids, some good athletes. We won a few district championships. We got to go to the playoffs. My last year there, we were by-district champions and had a great team. Loved coaching. Did it with a passion. Felt like I helped some kids. I sponsored the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. But if you know anybody in education, at least in Texas, you don't make much money in education. So I was looking for something. I didn't know what the something was at that point in time. I just knew that I was tired of being broke. I actually had a point of disgust. I remember one day, now understand, I had my bachelor's degree. I had managed to get a master's, and I'm the head coach, 5A high school. I'm standing in the cafeteria one day, and I'm going to go eat lunch, and you could eat in our cafeteria for $2. So I pull my wallet out, and I'm looking through my wallet. I didn't have $2 in there. I didn't even have $1. And I got to thinking, I think I've got some change in the truck. So I go out to my 1986 Mazda beat-up pickup that had about 150,000 miles on it, and I'm sitting in that truck scratching change out of the ashtray to see if I can come up with $2. I remember I got $2, and I get out of the truck, I shut the door, and I'm standing there holding nickels, dimes, and quarters that added up to a couple of bucks because you could eat in our cafeteria for $2. And I really don't know what it was that day, but just a moment of disgust hit me. And I just started thinking, I'm not going to live this way any longer. And at that point in time, I didn't even know what I was going to do to change it, but I just knew I couldn't live like that any longer. Guys, that was the day that I made a decision that I was going to change my life. Now, again, I didn't know what I was going to do. I had a cousin that got me into, this is a little time later, I had a cousin that got me into networking. Really didn't feel comfortable in the company. Did it for a couple of months. I don't know if I sponsored, I think one person maybe, and then ended up stopping networking. A couple of more years goes by. I'm looking at the business opportunity section in the paper every day. I'm trying to find me something else to do. Tried to do some real estate. Tried to do a few things to make money. One of my coaches, a gentleman named J.D. Mayo, called me, and he had another networking opportunity for me. Now, it'd been a while, so I went and looked with Coach Mayo and decided to get involved. Had some limited success with that company. I tell people it was kind of like my minor league training. I kind of learned how to network. And then ended up getting out of that company a few years later. Again, a couple of more years go by, and then I ended up getting involved with my current company, and that was about 7 years ago. And guys, because I was willing to prepare myself for a while, because I was willing to work and willing to read and willing to hang with successful people, to listen to books on CD, because I was willing to do all that, I was preparing myself. I didn't know it at the time, but I look back now, I was preparing myself with all those experiences from coaching and the growing and doing a couple of networking deals. I was preparing myself for this current opportunity. And when this company came along, I had a little bit of a grasp about what to do. I kind of understood networking a little bit, and I jumped in the deep end right off the bat and started having some pretty amazing success. The team started blowing up, and today we've got about 200,000 associates, and we've signed up about 1 million customers. Jeannie and I, that's my wife, we've been blessed to make somewhere a little over $16 million in those 7 years.
Okay. So now you know a little bit about him. And I'm not going to, I'm not meaning to toot my own horn, but I feel I'll let you a little bit know about me. Some stuff you probably did know or don't know. I was born January 20th, 1970. Legally blind with multiple birth defects. My parents divorced sometime after my first birthday. And even as a small child, I felt like it was my fault because of my birth defects. But as I grew older and I talked to my grandmother on my mother's side, I realized that it was more complicated matters. When I was 3, my mother married a man who would become my daddy. And when I was 8, we moved out into this little neighborhood, little cubby hole in between Miller and Odessa. And at the time, it was a very pleasant neighborhood. Some, small cluster of houses here and there. Other than that, it's just empty fields and asphalt. Back in my day, you could play a game of football in the street and not have to worry about being ran over. Of course, that changed. I had an uncle on my mama's side who went off to college and showed me that somebody in our family could do that. Could get up and make something of their lives and go off to college. The original plan was to go to University of Texas Formulation. And amazing how God changes plans. Right? I went off to Texas Tech University. At first I was dabbling in broadcast journalism. And then I switched over to political science, minor in mass communications. More on the lines of public affairs. Okay. I graduated. Well, I got married first before graduation. Moved to Arlington, floundered around, got divorced, converted to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Tried graduate school. Have been released through the networking opportunities for the one I'm in now. And let me tell you something I know. Heavenly Father has his best opportunity for me. The thing is, like Presley and being a coach, of course, I was never I was involved in high school swimming. And I think in college, if Tech had a solid swimming team, I would have been involved in swimming there as well. But, well, you can't all, right? Now, let's think about this. Not everything is perfect in our lives. We get an opportunity, we need to find some way to take it and run with it. I know we got our obstacles. But that's what Empower Your Pattern was set up for. To help you choose, make wise choices, to act, to develop a great plan of action so you can succeed, and then pursue happiness. Each and every one of you can pursue happiness, right? I know you can. So, I want to whet your appetite for something that's going to happen. A few podcast episodes from now. We're going to be getting out of business and going more into some of the personal coaching, some of the deeper work, which is what which is what coaches do. It's going to be a series again. It's going to be called Lessons from Marie. You know, like I said, Marie's kind of like a life consultant, a good friend of mine. Learned a lot of valuable lessons from her. But guys, listen. If Heavenly Father presents you an opportunity, it's up to you to take advantage of it. He's there to talk to you. He's not inaccessible. And He loves you. And He really loves you. You must know that. You must know that He cares deeply about you. Otherwise, why would He step in to want to help you? Hope you enjoy listening to Empower Your Pattern. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of Pattern Realm. Until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Go out there and build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. Please share this with Mama Son, Papa Son, and everyone. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, choose, act, and pursue happiness. God bless you and have a blessed day. Remember this, from the bottom of my heart, Kenny loves you. I really love you. God bless you and have a blessed day.